Hello everyone, dear friends. On a morning at the beginning of winter, I was holding little Maya's hand as we walked to school. As always, the children's laughter, the wind, slipping between the palm trees, and the golden light of dawn seemed to promise a peaceful day. But no one imagined that just a few hours later, everything would change. An unexpected event would plunge that home into indescribable fear. The grandfather suddenly appeared, saying that Mother Hwin had asked him to pick up his granddaughter. Innocent Maya trusted his words and got into the car, unaware that from that moment peace began to fade. Their destination was not the warm house as always, filled with laughter and the smell of home-cooked food, but a cold, shadowy place, full of iron bars, where her real father was imprisoned. Can love heal the wounds of the past? Can a child as pure as Maya restore light to hearts that have been dark for so long? Join me in today's story, The Door of Winter, where every tear holds a promise, and every heartbeat is a small miracle of forgiveness. That morning the sky was clear, and a thin mist gently covered the palm trees. In front of the house, the early winter wind slipped through the cracks, bringing a slight chill. He took little Maya's hand as they stepped out the door. Her hand was warm and soft, as if he held his entire world. "Come on, sweetie, today you have art class," he said, bending down to tie her shoelaces. The girl smiled, her cheeks pink from the wind. "Yes, I'm going to draw the teddy bear and Mom Hwin too." Yi laughed, ruffling her hair. "Then remember to draw Uncle Yi too, so the picture has the whole family." She nodded eagerly, her eyes sparkling in the morning sun. He walked her to the school gate, leaned down, and kissed her forehead. His voice was soft, almost a whisper. "Be good. I'll pick you up when school's out." Maya turned back, waving. Her hair danced in the breeze. That image left Yi with a strange feeling, a kind of premonition he couldn't explain. On the way home, Hwin was already preparing breakfast. The aroma of boiled corn filled the kitchen, warm and comforting. Together they resumed the work they'd left unfinished, building a new wooden door for the house. The sound of the hammer, the saw, and their laughter mingled with the wind passing through the thatched roof. "Will you add a spot to hang the flower pots?" Hwin asked softly. "Yes," he replied, driving another nail. "I want Maya to hear the wind chimes every morning, when she leaves for school, and know we're waiting for her at home." Hwin looked at him with shining eyes and a faint smile. It was such simple, pure peace. It seemed impossible anything could break it. But elsewhere, that calm was beginning to crack. At the village school gate stood Maya's grandfather. For many years he hadn't dared look his granddaughter in the eye, the child his son had abandoned. That morning something had driven him there. A mix of love, guilt, and a deep desire to see his own blood. Maya, sitting by the classroom window, was coloring a drawing of the new gate at home, when she heard a gentle voice call her name. She looked up, surprised. Outside the school fence, an old man with white hair watched her tenderly, though his gaze held a distant sadness. "Do you remember me, little one?" he asked, his voice trembling between familiarity and doubt. Maya tilted her head, trying to recall. "Hello, Grandpa. Why are you here?" He took a deep breath and forced a smile. "Your Mom Hwin asked me to come get you. She's cooking and didn't want you waiting alone." The innocent child didn't hesitate. "Okay, I'll go with you so Mom doesn't worry." The car engine roared, and a cloud of white smoke rose under the sun. But instead of taking the usual road home, the grandfather turned the opposite way, toward the city, down an increasingly empty road, lined with bare trees. "Grandpa, where are we going?" Maya asked sweetly. "We'll just stop to buy you a gift," he replied, his voice thin and shaky. "Then I'll take you to meet an old friend." The child smiled, suspecting nothing. He stopped at a small shop, bought her a pack of candies, and a bottle of milk. As she happily unwrapped the sweet, he leaned over and stroked her hair. His eyes welled up. "Maya, be good. Today I want you to meet someone very important." The car started again. The sky began to turn gray. Maya looked out the window and saw high walls, rusted barbed wire, and people in gray uniforms, walking in silence. A shiver ran through her. "Grandpa, what is this place? I'm scared. I want to go back to Mom Huyn." "Don't be afraid. I'm just visiting a friend. Then I'll take you home. I promise," he said. But his voice cracked. A guard opened a logbook and asked, "Who are you here to visit?" The old man answered softly, swallowing each word, "I'm here to see TUC, my son." At the sound of that name, Maya froze. She had never heard anyone speak of TUC. She only remembered once seeing her mother, staring at an old photograph for a long time, before silently putting it away, tears falling without explanation. The iron gate opened. A thin man in a prisoner's uniform walked out slowly. His gaze darkened for a moment, then lit up when he saw the girl. "Maya, my daughter," he said, his voice trembling and hoarse, as if breaking after years of silence. She stepped back, frightened. "No, Grandpa, that man is bad. I want to go back to Uncle Yi. I don't want to be here." "No, daughter," TUC stammered, reaching out with trembling hands, eyes full of pain. But Maya pulled away, crying hard. "I want Mom Huyn and Uncle Yi. I don't like this place." A young guard approached, gently placing a hand on the girl's shoulder and looking at the grandfather with compassion. The old man collapsed, grasping his granddaughter's hand with trembling fingers. Tears streamed down his face. "Forgive me. I just wanted you to see your father once." TUC stood motionless, his eyes fixed on his daughter's tear-streaked face, and he felt his heart shatter into 1,000 pieces. He understood that between them now stood not only bars, but a distance made of irreparable mistakes. Outside the prison, the sky grew even grayer. The wind blew cold, cutting the skin. Maya hugged her teddy bear tightly, sobbing without stop. Her cries echoed in the empty courtyard, mingling with the whistle of the wind through the barbed wire. A heartbreaking sound, as if winter were squeezing the hearts of 3 generations at once. Meanwhile, in the small house on the edge of the village, he was driving the last post into the new gate. He looked up at the gray sky and felt a strange ache in his chest. He set down the hammer, went inside, and prepared to pick Maya up from school. Huyn sat by the fire, her gaze lost, glancing at the door now and then. "I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling about Maya," she said, her voice trembling. He started the motorbike and headed to the school. The familiar road felt longer than ever today. When he arrived, only a few children remained. The teacher, standing under the eaves, saw him and cried out, alarmed, "Mr. Yi." An old man came to pick up Maya. He said he was family. Yi froze. Everything around him seemed to darken. He ran, his heart gripped by a fear he couldn't name. In the distance, the north wind whistled through the palm trees, dropping leaves. The half-finished new gate creaked softly, like a sigh, half relief, half farewell. Outside, the sky began to pour cold rain. The wind blew hard, making the newly installed gate groan. Inside the house, Huyn sat at the table, clutching Maya's little jacket tightly. Yi burst in, soaked, breathing heavily. "She's not at school," the teacher said. A man who claimed to be her grandfather came for her. Huyn went silent, her lips trembling. It was him. But how did he know where our daughter goes to school? Yi looked at her, eyes blazing with realization. "He must have come by the house sometime without us noticing. I have to find her." He tightened his jacket and went out again, starting the motorbike under the rain and wind. Every curve, every sound tightened his heart more. At home, Hwin knelt by the fire, tears mixing with the rainwater dripping from the roof. She called her daughter's name over and over, her voice broken by sobs and the wind. "Maya, don't be scared. Mommy is here waiting for you to come home." Suddenly, Ye's phone vibrated in his pocket. A voice from the local committee cut through the rain. "Mr. Yi, we just got a call from the district detention center. Someone brought the girl Maya there. They said it was her grandfather, visiting an inmate named Tuc." Yi froze. The phone slipped from his hand, his heart pounding. He turned the bike and sped off, through the rain, as if the world were crumbling. The road to the prison was muddy. The headlight illuminated the path in blurry flashes, like suspended tears. When he arrived, the rain had stopped. The place was shrouded in thin mist. Silence hung heavy. At the gate, an old man sat hunched on a bench, holding a little girl wrapped in a blanket. Maya slept, traces of dried tears on her cheeks. Yi approached slowly, his voice hoarse from cold and anger. "Why did you do this?" The old man looked up. His eyes were dull, lips trembling. I just wanted the child to see her father once. Tuc regrets it so much. He misses her every day." He looked down at Maya. His heart contracted in pain. He carefully lifted her into his arms, pressing her against his chest, feeling her soft, trembling breath. "Do you have any idea the fear you caused her? You call that love, bringing a child here to face something like this?" The old man bowed his head. Tears mixed with the rainwater, still falling from the sky. "I was wrong. I just wanted to make up for my son's mistakes. The son who destroyed this child's life. I didn't think." The prison gate opened. 2 guards emerged, escorting a thin man with handcuffed wrists. Tuc. His gaze was tired, empty. But when he saw Maya in Ye's arms, his eyes lit up, trembling. "Maya, my daughter." He turned to him, voice hard and restrained. "You no longer have the right to call her that." The air grew thick. The rain had stopped. Only the drip of water from the metal roof could be heard. The old man approached, placing a trembling hand on Ye's shoulder. "Please, Yi, don't say that. He is still her father. I came to ask you and Hwin for forgiveness. Don't let Maya grow up without knowing his face." Yi fell silent. He looked into Tuc's exhausted eyes, then down at Maya. The girl breathed softly, her head resting on his shoulder, clinging to his jacket as if it were her only safe harbor. After a long moment, he spoke calmly. "Forgiveness is not something you can ask for and receive. I can't erase the pain Hwin suffered. But if you truly want to repair what you did, don't make a child carry the mistakes of adults." Tuc lowered his head. His tears fell onto the cold concrete. "I know. I deserve nothing. But I beg you, if you can, don't teach her to hate me. Let her live in peace. I don't want the name Tuc to be a nightmare." Yi remained silent for a long time. Then he nodded slowly, voice deep and firm. "I promise Maya will grow up surrounded by love. But who will teach her that? It won't be you. It will be Hwin and me." Holding the child, he walked toward the exit, with heavy steps. As he crossed the prison gate, the morning wind blew cold and sharp. The grandfather watched them go, back bent, eyes misty. Behind the bars, Tuc pressed his hands against the iron, watching his daughter's silhouette fade into the fog. The sun began to rise, a faint light, filtering through the moss-covered walls. In the distance, church bells rang, sad but serene. That afternoon, when Yi returned with Maya, Hwin ran to meet them and hugged her daughter tightly, sobbing. She asked nothing, just held her close. Maya slept, eyes still swollen from crying. Yi stood to the side, looking at the wooden gate. He had finished the previous morning. It was dry now, a dark brown, solid and calm. He closed the door gently. The click of the latch, barely audible, marked the end of a painful chapter, and the beginning of a new promise. Inside the small house, the hearth fire crackled. Maya slept in her mother's arms. Outside on the porch, he sat gazing at the horizon, beginning to brighten. He knew many storms still lay ahead, but as long as that gate stood firm, as long as they held each other's hands, no winter would last forever. The next morning, the rain had stopped. The sky was clear, though the ground remained damp and cold. From the eaves fell the last drops. Tick, tick, like the final sigh of the night. In the house, Maya woke up. She rubbed her eyes, still hugging her teddy bear, and looked around. Her mother Hwin sat by the bed, face weary, eyes still red. "Did you wake up, sweetheart?" she asked softly. Maya nodded and hugged her. "Mom, last night I dreamed Grandpa was crying." "Why was he crying, Mom?" Hwin froze. She pressed her close, breathing in the milky scent of her hair, as her heart tightened. "Because he loves you very much, Maya. Sometimes adults do bad things, thinking it's out of love." Maya looked up with her big, clear eyes. Then, "Can I see him again someday?" Hwin stroked her hair without answering. Her gaze fell on the small hand clutching her dress. A trusting, innocent hand, that didn't yet know the world, is made not only of love, but also of scars. In the yard, he kindled the fire. He watched the flames in silence, thinking of the night before. The image of the man in the prison uniform remained etched in his mind, that gaze full of regret and longing, as if he wanted to say 1,000 things he couldn't. He didn't hate TUC, but he couldn't forget what he had done. Hwin came out carrying a bowl of hot soup. "Eat something, then take Maya to school," she said gently. He took the bowl, voice hoarse. "Last night I thought a lot about the old man. Maybe he wasn't evil, just too hurt." Hwin sat beside him, staring into the distance. "I know. He lost everything, his son, his honor. I'm only afraid Maya can't understand it yet." "One day she will," he said, looking at the new gate. "We'll teach her with love, not with resentment." Music fades in. Perhaps they can all begin life again, with greater peace and simplicity. And before returning to the main channel, a quick reminder to like and subscribe. Music continues softly. Thank you for watching. See you in the next story.